For those of you who don't know, my name is Jonathan Goey. I'm the athletic director here at Forest Hill Central. We're going to go through just a few things. We are going to start tonight with a word from our athletic boosters.
Hi everybody, thank you for being here. I am Amy Stuff and I'm the president of the Athletic Boosters.
My name is Katie Williams and I am the wearing the spirit wear.
We're going to let her go. We just wanted you to see some of the spirit wear that we have to offer. When you came in, if you have a paper in your hand, it's the paper that I'm showing you right now. This is just information about the boosters. If you did not get one, coaches will be handing those out, or you can stop and see us out there. Spirit wear is out there for sale tonight if you want to grab some spirit wear while you are here. The boosters are listed here. I won't read all this to you. You know how to read. But we are looking, truly looking and needing a treasurer. So our treasurer, this is her last year. What we would love is to get someone who is interested in being a treasurer and would want to shadow her this year so that it's really easy next year. So if you are interested or know someone else who might be, please spread the word. That's a big deal. We've got to have that treasurer listed for us to function. We are welcoming anybody who would like to join us on the boosters. We currently meet on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. That's not locked in. That's just what works for the group of people we have right now. So we can change that time and date if we get more members and that works better. So don't let the meeting time scare you off. And our mission really is to support everything Ranger Athletics. So we do fundraising, and the money then can go to, coaches can request money. We have contributed to upgrade the sound system. We have helped upgrade the weight room. And just last year, we distributed over $45,000 just last year to help all the athletes. So when you buy that Coke or that coffee or that piece of pizza at the concession stand, all of that is helping as well. Speaking of concession stands, on the back of this paper, I made it super duper easy. There are QR codes on the back. There's also a website that you can type in, and you can sign up to work and have fun in the concession stand. So football games are the biggest. It takes a lot of people to run the events, the concession stand at football. All of the other sporting events where we open the concession stand take fewer people. Some parents like to work when their kids are playing, but we also know some parents would rather not work when their kids are playing. So that's why you will see that teams have been assigned to certain events, but you are welcome and encouraged to sign up for any slot at the concession stand. If we can get every parent to do just one slot, we are set. And just know that the times the concession stand is open and the slots have not been filled, it has been one of our board members that is there yet again. So we really appreciate it if we could get all those slots filled. Yeah, the only other thing is each team should have a parent rep. That parent rep, there are 2 meetings this year, that's it, only 2 meetings. You come, you tell us about how things are going with your sport or how they went if it's past your season. And then the second thing we ask you to do is take that load off the coaches and be the one who hounds your parents, politely asks your parents to fill those concession stand slots. If you have any questions at all, we are all out in the lobby. We will be dispersing with some of our own kids' coaches meetings, but we are here tonight to help you. Spirit wear is there. Our email is on this paper. Email us anytime. We will get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Whoops.
Okay, last thing. This might be the last year for this, that's why I want to make sure I do this. We have passes out there that are available if you would like to donate to the boosters. All of the donation money that you give stays with Central's athletics. He's going to talk to you about some digital passes that are available. Those stay in the whole district, but if you go through us, the passes, all the money stays with our own Forest Hill Central Athletics.
Thank you. All right. Our boosters do a phenomenal job. They are tremendous. They do a ton of work for us. please, if you have any desire whatsoever to help and support, please connect with them. They do, like I said, they do a great job, and they do a lot. They work a lot. So, next up, CJ Schauser, our athletic trainer, is going to come up. He's also going to introduce to you Dr. Steve O'Neill, who is going to be on our sidelines this year. We are incredibly blessed to have a phenomenal medical staff here, taking care of our kids and their best interests and their safety.
So what we do is work with any of all of our teams here at FHC. When anyone gets injured, and before that even, with getting waters out on the field and clearing for physicals and doing concussion testing, concussion baseline testing, that's all kind of in our wheelhouse. But one thing that I just want to talk about is our relationship. So I'm actually employed with the Center for Physical Rehabilitation, which is a physical therapy clinic like 2 minutes down the road on Cascade. If you go down Hall Street, turn right, go past Spalding, it's right there on your left. But with that, I'm able to facilitate care, to get kids in that need physical therapy, anything that needs to go beyond what Alex and I can provide here, as well as help to coordinate care when it needs to go beyond that to a physician like Dr. O'Neill here. We have lots of options and ways that we can help to get people in. So if your student ever needs any care, specifically in like orthopedic realm around athletics, but outside of that as well, we're happy to help coordinate. Please have your kids come talk to us first, because we can, or you can reach out to me as well, because sometimes if you take them to your general physician, it might not be something that's super have, but generally they don't work a ton with athletes, so they'll say, okay, take 2 weeks out, rest it, when maybe that's not really what they need. So have them come to us, we'll coordinate care from there, whether that be PT, getting in to see a doctor, or anything like that, or even if it's just something in-house that we can take care of. We also provide treatment during lunch times to help, like if we need hands-on treatment, they need some massage, stretching, rehab exercises, we can do that a lot more hands-on during our lunchtime period. So I just want to also introduce Dr. O'Neill. He's going to talk just a little bit, but he's with Orthopedic Associates of Michigan. He's going to be on our sidelines for football and be a resource for us for all our other athletics to help get in for appointments and other things like that. So here's Dr. O'Neill.
Hey guys, my name's Steve O'Neill. I'm originally from Alabama, so accent's a little bit different than here in Michigan. Been here since 2015, where I did my training and then did a fellowship out west in shoulder and knee surgery, and then came back a couple years ago. So I'm the sports orthopedic surgeon for Forest Hills Central. We as a group at OAM have committed to be here for Forest Hills, basically for access and availability, right? So many teams that get covered, somebody gets hurt, and you don't know where to go. Where's the first step? What do we do? So the nice thing about here is it's pretty streamlined. So if something happens, you go straight to the athletic trainers, and they've got direct access to us to get you in to be seen as soon as possible, MRI, whatever we need to do. And then as far as treatment, you and your family can decide how you want to go. But I think it's important to have that, especially with so many injuries happening these days with these sports. So basically, we're just here to offer that service to y'all and be a part of the community. So my wife and I have 2 young kids, and we live just 5 minutes down the road. So we're happy to be here and be a part of the school.
New this year, we have a new website up and running. We started with a new scheduling software that is going to be very, very beneficial for us in the office. The website will start to look a lot better, a lot more different, or a lot different. We'll be able to throw on pictures and stories and all the things. You also have the ability to go on, and one of the things that is going to happen in 24-25 is EventLink is the name of the software program that we're using. They've partnered with Final Forms. So in 24-25, when you guys sign up your kids in Final Forms, or whatever sport it is they're going in, that information is going to feed automatically to EventLink. What that's going to do for you is it's going to allow you to subscribe to whatever calendar you need to subscribe to for whatever program your kids are in. So if they're in crew, for example, you subscribe to the crew calendar, you're gonna know where all the events are, you're gonna know when and where the practices are. If anything changes, the beauty of this is this platform, in Final Forms, we can only email. How many of you have kids that check email? 0 people should raise their hand because no kids check email, right? The beauty of this is they're going to be able to send an email and a text if you sign up for it. So you'll get updates on, hey, practice, we got to move back a half an hour, or, you know, the heat index is 108, so we can't go today, whatever it is. You'll be able to get those updates from that. So you'll be informed in real time, basically, with us. So that'll be really nice. That, again, you can go on now, you can go on to eventlink.com. There's a button up in the upper right-hand corner that says create an account. You can click on that button. It's gonna ask you to search for the school. Put in the zip code for here, 49546. Forest Hill Central High School will be the second one that pops up. Just click on that, click next. You'll put in your information, your name and email, and you'll be signed up and ready to go. And you can subscribe to whatever calendar you want to subscribe to. If you've got kids in football, volleyball, cross country, whatever it is, find that information out, okay? So that's what that's going to look like moving forward. As Amy mentioned earlier, as a district this year, we've implemented different or new passes. What they've done, here's the background. Probably starting next year, 24-25, when we go into our new realignment, which for those of you who don't know, realignment as of right now, we are going to lose out of the OK White, we're going to lose Lowell, Northview, and Greenville. We're going to pick up both Zeeland schools, Zeeland East, Zeeland West, and Wyoming in this new realignment. When that happens, across the OK Conference, ticket prices are going up. Ticket prices for events are going to go from $5 to, I think, $7. Our goal is to try to get ahead of that a little bit and get these passes in place to kind of help alleviate some of that. So there are 3 different types of passes. There is a student pass. Essentially what that is our students grab a student pass, $30, and it'll get them into any Forest Hills home event for the entire year. So they don't have to worry about bringing cash to the game, they don't have to worry about bringing a car, they don't have to worry about any of that stuff. They'll get a pass, and it is good for any game they want to go to, hosted by Forest Hill School. That's all 3 of our schools. That's Central, Eastern, and Northern. It does not work at Northview, East Grand Rapids. You can't go there and use it. But any event that we have at home, or any Central, Northern, or Eastern event that's at home, they can get into. It's a district-wide student pass. It is very obvious when you pull it up, when they pull it up on their phone, it says student in very, very large letters. So our ticket takers are going to have the ability to see that very, very quickly. They still need to bring their student IDs with them to verify, but they're going to know. So they have a specific link. And we have, I believe, some small sheets that you can grab, use that link. Go to gofan.co for all the other stuff. The students can use this specific link to get their student passes. If they plan on not going to events, which most of our kids who go, they go to quite a few events. It actually probably works out better for them. If they're going to 1-2 events across the year, you don't want to get the pass, great, but it's going to be $5 per ticket across the board, general admission. There's no longer any $2 student passes, okay? So it's a $5 ticket, general admission across the board. But students, again, they can go on, use that link. Mr. Passanall sent it out last week, Friday, in his Ranger Weekly to all the students, so all the students should have that link in their email. So they can go on and go do that. There is an adult pass, a single adult pass, that is $85, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing, all year long, all Forest Hills home games, with the exception of hockey and postseason events. MHSA postseason events are not included, and neither is hockey. So, adult pass, $85, family pass. It's labeled as a family of 4. Online, you go to gofan.co, it's labeled as a family of 4. If you have 3 kids, if you have 4 kids, Don't worry about it. Connect with Carol or myself, and we'll get that in there. It's still going to be the same price for you. We just got to do something on the back end to get that extra ticket for that kid or that extra child, okay? So family passes are up there. Again, it's on the website. If you go, there's a on the left-hand side of the website, there's a button that says links. You can click on that. Passes are right there. There's also live streaming information on the website. Anything that happens in here or at the stadium field, we have cameras for that we set up live streams for. It goes through team1prep.com. That link is right in there. It'll say live stream in there. You can use that. We also, it does get streamed through the NFHS. We have Pixel Cam as well. That is a subscription, okay? Team One Prep is free to all of you. The district bought that, I think during COVID, and we just kept it going, okay? So if you have family that's out of state or whatever that wants to see your kids play, send them to Team One Prep. That live stream link information will be is on the website. They can go through the NFHS. We cannot live stream via Team One Prep for postseason. The NFHS has an exclusive with the MHSAA, and they're the only ones that can live stream postseason. So if you have people that want to watch postseason events, they would have to go through the NFHS and get a subscription. They can do it, I think, by game or by month or whatever it is. So live stream information is on there as well. So those are ticket prices. Again, $5 across the board for everybody. Students, $30, year-long, any Forest Hills home event they can get into. Some quick updates, final forms. Make sure that for most of you, if you have a kid in fall sports, this is hopefully already done. I think pretty much everybody is already done. But if they don't have a physical on file, current and up-to-date physical on file in our office, they cannot participate. That'll be the same for winter sports. That'll be the same for spring sports. You cannot participate without a current and updated physical on file. Second to that, you have to sign the forms. Parents have forms to sign. Students have forms to sign. If you don't sign those, CJ, Alex, Dr. O'Neill, they can't treat your kid, okay? So you have to make sure those things get signed, otherwise they will not be able to help and treat your child if something were to happen. So make sure those get signed. Oh, everybody's favorite, transportation. No change. Most of you have been around long enough now, you probably have a pretty good idea. If your buses, we got teams that have to leave before 4:45, we don't have school buses for them. We don't have enough drivers to get them back from their routes in time. For those of you who've been here last year, you know we've been trying very hard to try to get charter buses to fill in some of those gaps. We're doing the same thing this year. It's very expensive, but we're trying as much as we can to keep that piece going. We're focusing on things that are out of county, between that 2 and 5 o'clock hour, and more of our freshman kind of JV stuff, right, that can't necessarily drive. We're going to try to do as much as we can. When we go to places like Northview, Northern, East Grand Rapids Christian, we're probably not getting buses if we got to leave before 5. We got to go a little ways. We're going to do everything we can to get charters for that, okay? If we can't get a yellow bus. Some dates. These are things you guys will probably want to make sure you know. National Letter of Intent signing days. The fall one, early period, will be Wednesday, November 8th. We'll do it again 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the cafeteria. Here is where we do it. The winter one is February 7th. Same thing, 3 o'clock in the cafeteria. The spring one is not, the date is not set yet. It's sometime end of April, very beginning of May. We will get information out to you once we get that finalized, okay? So if you have a senior who is signing to go play at the next level somewhere, we will have a form for them to fill out. We'll also put that on the website. We'll have a form for them to fill out, just a little Google form, just a couple of quick bits of information that we can get for your information. These things are not official, okay? We'll make sure we're clarifying that. These are not official signing events. These are more or less an opportunity to celebrate and get some pictures with family and friends, okay? They will not actually be signing any official form. That doesn't happen, okay? Just make sure we're clear on that. So these are opportunities for family and friends to get together and celebrate what is a phenomenal accomplishment. And we want to celebrate those things, but it is not in official form. They will not be signing stuff. That's something that you and them will do in the privacy of your own home or with the institution that they're signing with, okay? The start of winter sports, for those of you here who have some kids that are going to be in winter sports, gymnastics and hockey, they are the earliest ones. They'll start on October 30th. Competitive cheer starts November 6th. Boys basketball, bowling, ski, wrestling, you guys are starting on November 13th. Girls basketball, swim and dive is November 20th. For those of you who have basketball players, you will notice those dates have switched. It used to be the boys started a week later than the girls. The girls are now starting a week later than the boys this year, okay? Ultimately, it has to do with finals venues and availability. So they switched them up for this year. So girls are starting a week later rather than the boys starting a week later for basketball, okay? Start of spring sports, the beauty of spring is they all start on the same date, March 11. A couple other important dates, the community tailgate, Boosters mentioned it. That is September 22. It's Friday, it's the home game against Byron Center. Should be a good game, should be a fun game. So come on out, I think it starts at 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 4 to 7. All the stuff will be set up down on the lower turf. There'll be games, there'll be, I think, food trucks. A lot of the teams will be there with kids. So bring the young ones, bring the kids. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun, so bring them out for that. Homecoming game is against Northview. It's Friday, October 6th. Homecoming dance, obviously, then is that Saturday the 7th. So, we're going to talk real quick with regards to the community tailgate, homecoming, and any event that we have here, okay? We talked about it a bit last year. We had a letter sent out. I'm going to reiterate because I think it's very, very important. Alcohol of any kind is not allowed on any K through 12 public campus, period. It is illegal. Do not bring it here. I don't know if I can make that any more clear. Do not bring alcohol onto this campus. It is illegal. Legislation. First offense, given that you don't have any prior convictions. Imprisonment for not more than 93 days or a fine of up to $250 or both. Second offense, imprisonment by not more than 93 days or a fine of up to $500 or both. Third offense, imprisonment not more than 1 year and a fine of $1,000 or both. It is illegal. Stop bringing alcohol onto our campus. I cannot make this any more clear. Do not bring alcohol onto our campus. We will have sheriff's deputies around to monitor and to remove you from the site. Don't do it. No outside food or beverages allowed in our stadium. So don't bring your Tervis cups in. Okay? We need to start working a little bit better to set a better example for our kids. We're not doing that here. This isn't the pros, this isn't college. This is high school athletics, this is educational athletics. This is not where we're doing that. So do not bring it onto our campus. So that we know school property in this is any building, playing field, vehicle, or other property used for functions and events sponsored by this school. So it's not about just in the stadium or in the gym or on the field. It's in the parking lots, it's everywhere, okay? This is a public campus, K through 12 campus. Next part of this, one of the issues that we're having right now, okay? We've had some contact from community members that live right in and around here. Those of you that have kids that can drive. We need to start having some more conversations with them about how they're driving. It seems like almost daily we witness an accident almost happened in our parking lot. They are flying out of this parking lot, flying down Hall Street, down Ada Street, at very, very high rates of speed. There are young kids, there are families, there are people that live in these neighborhoods, there are people that walk on our campus. It only takes one time. It's a split second. And your child's life, and probably somebody else's, is changed forever. We have to make sure we're getting that message across to our kids. We have kids driving very, very, very poorly and inappropriately in and around school, certainly anywhere that they drive, but definitely in and around school and around our neighborhoods, where we have kids who are coming up through and going to be at this school. So please, 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 spend a little bit of time talking to your kids about how they're driving, because it is dangerous what's happening right now. And we don't want anything like that to happen for any of our kids. I'm gonna, real briefly, and this kind of hits a little bit close to home for me on a personal level, but certainly for our athletic department and what recently happened just within the last couple of days. A fellow coach and colleague who we've played against and we've had a good relationship with, young guy, drive across the center line, ended his life. He was married 2 months ago. They just won a state championship. He had a lot of stuff going on and he was pretty young. I don't want that to be a story for any of our kids. I don't want that to be a story for any of our community members. Please, please, please talk to your kids about how they're driving. Set some expectations for them about what they're doing when they're behind the wheel. Last thing we want to talk about quick, just kind of some behavior and expectations, okay? And again, for those of you who have been around, you've heard me talk about this. We've got some issues in high school athletics. I think, personally, here at Forest Hill Central, at least over the last couple of years, things are going in the right direction. I think we've done a pretty good job. I know I've harped on it pretty hard. And I'm gonna continue to do that because it is a big problem. But these things that are coming out of the stands, they're not good. And we are losing a lot of opportunities for our kids. But instead of continuing for me to harp on that, I want you to take a minute and watch a video put together by some of our kids. I will tell you just ahead of time, there are some of them that are hard to hear. So please do your best to listen in, bear with us. You'll get the general idea. But I want you to just pay attention a little bit to what our kids are saying, to what they're feeling.
Aggressive parents may feel they are supporting their children, but it's the exact opposite. The actions of parents are threatening to alter the landscape of sports because of parents behaving badly.
Questioning every single call.
That's ridiculous. You haven't made a decent call yet.
Parents can yell, but it won't make a ref change his call.
Are we gonna stop it after each question?
When the parents in the crowd are screaming, it makes me feel really embarrassed, and it also makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, or that I should be doing something different, that I should be playing a different way.
It's honestly just distracting, and it messes with your head.
Like, really embarrasses you when they start screaming, and like, it distracts you from your play.
It makes me sad to hear people yelling, especially when it's negative, and a lot of times them yelling isn't even gonna make their son or daughter play any better.
I think it's pretty discouraging sometimes too, like, because mostly what they're yelling is negative,
especially at the officials, because like it'll only make them more like prone to like make a call.
I agree. I also think it's embarrassing just like the view of the school as a whole, like the parents really can kind of hold that and how other schools view you. I think it's very embarrassing, and I think staying composed and just like helping to stay positive for your kids is even the best anyway.
I really think that I wish adults understood that it really doesn't help us in any way and can even help the other team. Especially for me, having like playing in a rivals environment where you face that negative amplitude almost. It almost gives you another step to go, and we obviously don't want to give that to the other team.
And I think it gives not only the parents a bad rep, but also the students and the school.
I mean, I agree with Max. I wish they knew that it just really doesn't help and maybe even worsens how you play.
Because it's almost like another distraction, you know what I mean? Like hearing other voices while you're trying to play, it can really distract you.
Not only is it a distraction, but by behaving negatively or yelling at the officials, it'll make the officials more likely to be biased against you.
It's definitely a mental game, and like all the negative comments and just being rude and disrespectful, it just definitely hurts the player more, and it just affects everybody on the team, because if one player goes down, so does the whole team.
It's so much better to be cheered for than to have people cheer against the team you're playing against.
I just wish they knew that like it was embarrassing, and their actions represent not only them but like the students and also just our school. So to be positive helps our reputation and helps the actions of the people playing.
So I definitely think that the student section, especially during football and basketball games, can be very rowdy. And it doesn't always seem like they're there to even watch the game. They're just there to fool around with their friends.
At the start of the season, there's always more people because it's new excitement, but it tends to die down. And I wish it kind of came with the team and the support grew as the team got better.
And I also feel like a lot of times kids in our student section go more to like talk bad about the other team and boo on the other team than they are actually cheering us.
I also think that a lot of the student section stuff is like a social event more than like coming to support your friends. And I understand the benefits of having like a social outing, but you're there to support your friends and your team, and that should be a part of why you're there.
Especially the less popular sports, like it is so fun seeing your friends come and support you. Like they care about the work you put in, they care about your sport, they're there to watch you. And it kind of takes away from that when they start talking bad about the other team. Like they can have relationships with the other team, but you know, at the end of the day, it kind of takes away from the meaning behind them coming there to support you.
So I think the crowd cheering as a whole, like positively, not like making comments singling out players either on our team or their team.
What gets players excited is when the parents and the student section are mainly focusing on the positive aspects, because it gives the players like more motivation to keep going and try hard. Whether you're winning or losing, it's important for the student section and the crowd to just cheer on your team and not focus on the other team and trying to bring them down, and just creating a positive atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree. Like from the crowd, just cheering when there's like a big play or a big shot that happens, and not just yelling for no reason.
Sometimes I look up and see people just like on their phones and just like talking during like big times, and like it just gets me fired up when people are actually like into it.
Yeah, creating a positive atmosphere, but also you can tell when a crowd's like engaged and actually paying attention to when you guys are doing well and when you're not, and cheering not just when you score, but when you have a scoring opportunity or if someone does something well.
Rowing is a little bit of a different sport to spectate, but in the last section of the race, when all the parents and the coaches and the other athletes come together and cheer something super simple like FHC, you can hear it on the water, and I think it motivates everyone to finish the race really strong.
I also think just the engagement, staying engaged in the game instead of just looking at the negatives, and when our team is doing good, to cheer, but then also when our team isn't doing as well, to like cheer on our team to get them back to.
So, I thought what was very interesting, and I know some of them were a little difficult to hear, But I thought what was very interesting when we sat down and asked them some of these questions was the resounding notion that they said, you know what? It doesn't feel like they're there to support us. It feels like they're just there to yell at other people. Whether that's officials, other players, coaches, whoever it is. It didn't feel like they were there to support us. That's what they're craving. That's what they want. One of the really interesting things, and I think it was Sid that said it, she said, you know, you can tell when you're on the field if they're engaged in the game. You can tell. You can tell by what they're cheering for. You can tell that, hey, we did something really good and they cheered for us. They're actually engaged in what we're doing. That's an important piece. It's an important piece to remember. So I encourage you to kind of take what you saw here, take what these kids are saying, and take it to heart. And for those that aren't here, maybe have a conversation with them about it. I can't be everywhere all the time, neither can our staff. So some of these things, if you guys can help, boy, that would be really, really great. That would be very helpful, okay? So again, consider it from the mouths of our kids. They would rather feel your support than your anger or frustration at an official or another team, okay? Last thing I'm going to leave you with here, one of the things we try to strive to do, prepare your child for the road ahead. Don't try to prepare the road for your child.